Investing for the future is the whole point of retirement planning, making sure we have as much as we can once we step away from the workforce. And even the small decisions you make today can truly have a big impact on that nest egg. Cory Sickles of Safe Harbor Retirement here to talk about a popular savings tool. It is so good to see you again, Cory.
Glad to be here, Robin.
All right, this I feel like we hear about a lot. So I want you to tell us why the Roth IRA is such a popular option.
If you really step back and think about it, the best thing anyone can ever tell you is tax-free money. And that's exactly what that means. You don't care what taxes are going to be in the future. So I'm a very firm believer that you should invest now, put in after-tax money, which means you pay tax on it today, knowing what that tax bracket that you're paying into. I think one of the biggest misperceptions of retirees is that when they retire, they're actually going to be in a different tax bracket. And 90% of my clients are in the same tax bracket, when they're working compared to when they retire. Because let's think about that. You still want the same lifestyle that you have while you're working. So odds are you're going to be in that same tax bracket. So pay your taxes now, get that tax-free growth. And in the long term, you're going to be better off because you'll be paying less taxes in retirement.
Okay. And Cory, I know at some point that we have to take those, we call them RMDs, right? But the required minimum distributions. How does that work with the Roth IRA? Is it still the same rules? And what do people need to know in advance?
Yeah. So one of the things, of course, a lot of retirees do is they put money into an IRA or 401k or 403b or thrift savings plan while they're working, right? You get a tax benefit now. However, even if you don't need it in retirement, you have to start taking out a required minimum distribution at the age of 72 and pay the taxes again for the rest of your life. So the nice part about a Roth IRA is there is no requirement at any point in time that you have to take any money out. So it's a great way to be able to, if something happens to you, that money also goes to your beneficiaries tax-free compared to maybe creating some type of what I call a tax bomb later on for not only for you and for your beneficiaries.
Cory, a lot of people out there are saying, well, I don't have my money in a Roth IRA. Is it still possible to convert it? What should they be thinking about? And is that an option?
That's probably one of the most common things I do with retirees. And I will say this, you need to make sure that you're working with a professional, because now what we're really talking about is being able to make sure that you pay the least amount of taxes while you're actually doing a conversion. But you can convert as much as you want on an annual basis. And a lot of times what we try to do is keep you within that same tax bracket. But again, everyone's situation is unique. I'd say work with someone like me that can walk you through to make sure that you're doing it the correct way. But yes, you should be converting IRA money to Roth money if you can.
Cory, I know that I take advantage of ours through, obviously, a workplace Roth IRA. Some people out there, though, may think, do I qualify for that? Is that an option for everyone, or are there limits that you have to think about?
Yeah, so there are limits on, if you make too much money, then you can't contribute. But up to the age of 50, for example, you can contribute up to $6,000 per year. And once you reach, 50, then you can start contributing up to $7,000 per year. Again, by working with a CPA or a professional like me, we can make sure that you're doing that on an annual basis. And, of course, you can do it if you're actually contributing at like your 401k at work. You can actually contribute up to either $19,500 or $24,000, depending upon your age as well.
Okay. All right. Is it easy then to set up? I mean, if you're trying to do it yourself just to get it started, is that a simple process?
It is a very simple process. You set up a little brokerage account. You can start putting money in on an annual basis, monthly basis. We make it very simple for our clients to be able to open up a Roth IRA account, with us.
And if someone wants to look into it, as you mentioned, you always offer a complimentary meeting. There's really no risk to sitting down and seeing what you can do for someone.
That's correct. Whether you want to meet, face-to-face, or whether you want to meet conference call or even a Zoom meeting, we can set that up. Again, all of our meetings are complimentary. And if you do want to meet face-to-face, we have 2 locations, one in Easton and one in Dublin.
All right. Cory Sickles, safeharboroh.com. Good to have you, Cory.
Thanks, Robin.